had a bad flu and deep in my voice. I had a deep voice because of the flu I had affected my voice, and I needed to bring my body back to normal. But we are back again with my rambles on Tuesdays. I'm a little bit late. I came home late from work. I've been busy, but all is good, all is well. I'm back, feeling better, welcoming the cold rains season here in Kenya. So, topic today is about toxicity of people, places, and things. We all have that experience of having people that are not so, they just bring negativity in your life, or they just like to shamble your life, make it upside down, right side up. And we we sometimes we get in the habit of having the recurrence time and time again, but other times you just get fed up about it and think about different ways to deal with it, like changing your routine, changing the people you're involved with, if they're the ones who are toxic in your life, or yourself. Some people, most of us don't admit it. We do have toxic traits in all of us, whether we know it or not, or whether we accept it or not. For me, yeah, I have a lot. Maybe over forgiving. It's a good and a bad trait at the same time. And yeah, I'm working on that. I'm working on not being a people pleaser. I'm working on setting boundaries and putting my foot down. But other than that, I there's something I needed to share. Last week, while I was actually to shoot on Tuesday, but there was something that was weighing heavily in my spirit and heart. I met a person I've known for a long time, who's a friend who was a close friend to my brother, and it's sad to see the state that he is in. And while we were talking, I I it really did resonate, and I was feeling sorry for the person. I tried to help them, and I'm still awaiting if they want that helping hand or reach out. Um, because let's talk about it. The young men that we have right now, like young guys from born from the 90s, um, and early 2000s, here in Kenya we have a problem of most of them not getting stuck in a limbo of not moving forward with their life, or just they don't complete. When they start something, they don't complete it. And welcome, Taklu. I am a bald man. Okay. So they still remain in that limbo of they don't want to progress. Some of them, not all of them, and others do progress, and then they don't like commitments. That's why most of us in this age of millennials are not married yet. Other other than that, you find, like, I can speak from the people I've talked to, like in the area I was raised in and where I live is actually the same place, vicinity. We were just discussing with a friend of mine. We just found out, like, things are not working out. Some the guys who have been brought up in the same area either become alcoholics or they don't work, and it's like a curse upon their life and the land. And once they come out of that area, they prosper. And it was like crazy to think of. Like, we just looked at like, oh, which family, this family, and then you wonder, then you feel like there's something wrong somewhere. I can say maybe there's something that was put on a spellbound for the to stop progression of the young men, because we usually say men are the epitome of the family, and they also hold the family progression. So yeah, and there were not rumors really, but as I was growing up, we'll see young men being taken in by older women, sugar mamas, and they don't work, they just stay in the house and depend on the lady. And it was a like that story, I had it when I was growing up, and then when I grew up, I'll look at the ladies are prospering, but the young men are just stuck. And either it's then you see they flock together, like they make cliques that when you look at the cliques, they are also not helping each other as friends do. And it really bothered me. For the ladies, uh, you see the progression. They get married. They even move out. Most of the ladies do, and they only come to visit their parents and families and friends and all that. But yeah, it's like the toxicity. You find those cliques, either they just, instead of building each other up, they take each other to drink the illicit brews, or just chill and not even looking for work to uplift themselves. So yeah, we have seen such things even in your own places and different places. Um, that's now toxicity of a place, like influenced by also the people around. A thing, toxic thing, maybe a habit that you're finding it difficult to let go, either smoking or vaping or drinking. I'm not saying it's wrong if it's your leisure time and you're just chillaxing, nothing wrong with that. But if it's something that is hindering you from doing other things, then yeah, check on it. Um, we do have toxic relationships that um you see, and it really gives you an ick or what's it, a peeve. uh I have seen and heard of relationships that go so, ending up violent, ending up mm, not in good terms, like hating each other, like not even hating is a tip of the iceberg, loathing that person, that you even destroy their reputation, destroy their principles and all that by spreading the wrong rumors, being petty. We are living in the world that once you break up with somebody, instead of taking the high road, they either go low and be petty so that they can satisfy their ego. So most of the relationship right now is all about the ego and satisfying that ego, feeding that ego. And once you feed it, it it doesn't diminish the size of it. It just grows and grows, and sooner or later you just become thick-headed. Yeah, that's all I can say. But like I said, there's a video the time I was talking about femicide that was raising and still raising up to date here in Kenya. You are two, when you get into a relationship, if it's two people in that relationship, you're two individuals who didn't know each other, grew up separately, met each other, had chemistry, And if the chemistry fades away, you're still two individuals. You can go back to your individuality and still move on with your life. But nowadays we find people threatening each other like, oh, I'm not the one I'm not the dumpy. I don't get dumped. Yes, you do. And why is it a wrong thing to get dumped? Most people are being dumped, even queens and kings, even presidents. So it's nothing new. So why stop from there that, yeah, I've been dumped? You can cry. Do as girls do. When you get a heartbreak, we choose to eat our feelings away mostly, or drink our feelings away, and then choose not to do something that you'll regret later. For me, I've cried. My pillowcase has seen more tears that can make a river. I either cry, or I either, if it's not crying, I'll be eating ice cream and chocolate, and then either drink a little bit of wine here, or if I want that, it's something that really had liquor straight. And then after, like, say 1 day or 2 days, I start picking up the pieces and saying, well, that happened. I cried, if it was crying. And if it was something not sad, I'll be like disappointed. Release a big sigh of relief that, huh, I dodged a bullet. And I remember that I have responsibility. I have bills to pay. I have to live my life. I have to make myself happy. Because if your happiness doesn't come from within, if you look for it in other people, you'll never find it, because you're only happy because of other people. So if you're happy, happiness is from yourself. That's why even sometimes you don't need company to go for trips. You can just go on a solo trip, enjoy the beautiful scenery, take yourself, date yourself for a change. Take yourself out, take yourself for dinner, buy, if it's something that you haven't tried, you can even do that. I usually do that. My mom gave me uh, an advice that I've taken to heart for years and years. She said sometimes you need to say thank you to yourself, because no one, you can never get gratitude from everyone every time. You need to also say thank you to your own self. Take yourself for coffee dates. Not like, for me, I have anxiety of staying in a restaurant alone, but sometimes I do. So because I'm like, if not that, I just buy like a takeaway bag, treat myself. Even the office, my colleagues in the office say, I can assure you that I love myself so much. I don't go hungry. So yeah, date yourself for a change. And if you're a person that, from one if one relationship ends, you don't even give your time to get closure from that relationship, you're in the next relationship. You don't even give yourself time to be like, okay, what did I do wrong in this relationship? What did I do right? Like, evaluate yourself and say, maybe the toxic or negative traits I have, I don't need to bring it into the next relationship. Or even think of, I need to start anew. Don't bring any baggages, like compare the next person with my previous person. Just be like, this is a new person, individual. They have their own traits, they have their own flaws. I don't need to compare the two. That's why you need time for yourself sometimes. You just need to listen to your inner thoughts. And if your inner thoughts have been high before, you need to wait for it to be sober, so that you can listen to a sober mind. Or even maybe the sober mind is the one that makes sense more than the no, the high mind makes more sense than the sober mind. If you've been thinking of using your sober mind and it's not working, maybe the high one can work to your advantage. So yeah, so we don't take much time to self evaluate ourselves. Like, what do I do? Do anything just triggers me and I'm like, I shout to the rooftop, or I don't communicate enough, or I'm selfish in relationships. I want things to be done to me, but I am not sharing what I want to do to you, or yeah, things like that. So yeah, self dating, it's healthy. Even having self meetings, like talking to yourself sometimes, because you also have personalities that are many in your head. So you need to come together to be that individual that you are. I do have meetings with myself, and mm, it's not crazy. It's just like in different perceptions, I think of things in different perspectives. So yeah, you just even need to hear what you're thinking aloud so that you can see if it makes sense. Yeah. So self-dating, self-love, um, self-evaluation is good for so that you can know your toxic traits. And sometimes if you know that there are people who know their toxic traits and use it to manipulate others. And like I said, if you feel that an ego, it grows. So if your ego outbeats your normal self, yeah, then I don't know if you're a narcissist or a psycho. That's you, but know yourself first before uh, inviting another person, because they are also individuals. Like I said, if the two individuals who come together, even in a relationship or marriage, let's say for example, I have seen in there's a time I'll not say date. I was speaking to somebody. We were trying to date, and there's a time we were talking, and he he actually said something that really pissed me off. He said, you know, once you become my girlfriend or my wife, you'll not be wearing whatever you're wearing right now. uh I said, excuse you. He repeated the same word, and you know, I'll prefer you in dresses, long skirts. Hmm. Then I asked him a question. When you met me, what was I wearing? I was wearing tights. And he said, yeah, you are wearing tights, but I will not like you to wear that after we are married. And I was like, so why would you want me to change if I've not even told you to change? Because change comes from within. It has outside influences. That's a decision I need to make because I'm an individual in this relationship. And I was like, so if you liked me like this, why would you try to change me unless I want to change for you? And it's not actually changing for you, it's because the circumstances have changed. Or, you know, maybe you become a parent, and let's say you now become strictly church goer. You need to wear the way the uniform the church ladies wears and all that. But I asked him, so like like let's speak like openly. Why do you want a person you've met as they are to change? This is why I think even sometimes of the marriage institution, like how husbands, after women get married, they need to change from the church. Okay, the church they used to go to, they now need to go to the husband's church. And it got me thinking, like, you met this person knowing their religion, their cultural background. Where does love tell you to stop being yourself but mimic the other person? Instead, we say love is unconditional. You need to merge the two and celebrate the two. I have seen couples, a Muslim husband and a Catholic lady, and they loved each other. And it's not just one couple. I've seen a couple of them like that. The husband goes to mosque on Fridays, and on Sundays he drives the wife and children to church and waits for them. They go worship. He picks them up, and they did that for more than 20 years, mind you. And they were happy, and the wife loved the husband to the universe and stars and back, and the wife the same. And I'm like, wow, he didn't expect her to change, but embraced your culture or your religion. And I embrace the same, and he embraced the wife's culture and religion, and they were happy. And that's why I was like, that's love. For me, from my understanding, that's actually love. That you accept this person, individual person, as they are, with their religion, their culture, and you can exchange, you can say your perception. It's a discussion. When you're having two discussions of two people from different aspects of life, and they live harmoniously, that's actually the world we want right now, of acceptance. I accept you as you are, you accept me as I am. If that discussion comes out, I give my opinion of what I think, and according to how I was taught, brought up, and all that. And you say the same from your perception. And we either agree to disagree. That's actually how humanity is supposed to be. But nowadays it's like, if I give my opinion, oh yeah, I've offended some of the people. And it becomes like on and off and on and off. So for me, and that's now another weird thing about me, my date life, actually all the people I've dated, we are not in the same religion. I've dated Protestants, I've dated a Muslim, dated an Indian, and who I've dated every like different perceptions of life. I've also dated a Christian who doesn't go to church and doesn't believe in churches and all that. And they accepted me, and I accepted them, and it was okay. Uh, the only people I've not dated is Catholics, from because I'm a Catholic. I think I I I think I love the challenge of differences, because even I remember, even in college, people used to tell me, dates my college from the same unit, who are doing architecture, building construction, and I was like, no, I can't, because I'll get bored. They'll be talking to me about their projects, and I'll be talking to them. That's boring for me. So I celebrate difference, like somebody in a different workspace than I am. That interests me. So yeah, celebrate yourself first. Accept yourself first before letting other people in your life. So yeah, today it was only one person who commented, and um your wife is shaving, okay, shaving your head. Good for you. uh yeah, until next Tuesday, in case of any topic you need to speak on it, you may comment below, like, subscribe, join me until next Tuesday. And also listen to my music. Bye.